This is Del Mackey with the Arrowhead Center, back with another video about intellectual property. So as mentioned in one of our other videos, when an invention disclosure is filed, we'll start to do some research on the application and commercial value of the invention. This is one of the critical steps in evaluating a piece of intellectual property. But you may be wondering to yourself, what does that mean exactly? How do you evaluate this, and what exactly do you evaluate? Earlier, we talked about the differences between research value and commercial value. Part of assessing commercial value comes into defining market fit. You see, market fit is essentially figuring out the benefits of a technology or product. What's the purpose? Who's going to buy it? Why will they buy it? What potential gains will they receive? What pain point does it address? What's the value someone will assign to it? Those are all factors of market, as it drives the most important aspect, the customer. But we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves here. So let's roll this back a bit, shall we? When you look at the market, there are a couple of key things to research and discover. One is the potential product. What can be made out of the invention? What kind of product or service can be created? While that may seem like an obvious answer, there can be some intricacies involved. For example, let's say you were creating a new type of transistor. That would seem like an obvious product. I mean, transistors are in every piece of electronics. The device you're watching this on has transistors in it. But each transistor is different, not only from device to device, but even within the device itself. So what makes your transistor different? What's it do that's unique? What need does it answer? If it reduces overflow, then applications with large energy spikes will see the most benefit. If it improves conductivity, then applications that transfer power between circuitry would see the most benefit. Figuring out that value point is the first step in market fit. Once that's done, do you build from there? Market data is pretty encompassing. You have to understand the value before you can figure out how large the market is, as the application of an idea drives who buys it, how much they're willing to spend, how often they buy it. This also points to other factors, such as competition. Is the market currently oversaturated, and what's the current share of the market? The customer versus end user quandary. Who actually uses it versus who pays for it? The value proposition. What's the benefit and what pain point or need does it address? Potential revenue streams. Is this an end product or part of a value chain? And even things like scalability. Is this 5,000 units a year or 50 million units a year? We take this data and compile it, then look at what the invention means to the outside world. This is something that has little fit in the current market, is crowded, or maybe an incremental upgrade over what's already out there, then the evaluation is probably going to be poor. If it's a natural fit for the future of the market, a huge leap in performance versus industry standard, maybe has little competition, then the valuation is going to be high, which in turn drives how valuable it is to the outside world. And then at this point, we look at the roadmap for the future. Just like the name implies, roadmap gets you from point A to point B and shows you the stops along the route. Maybe future research needs to be tailored to address a current market pain point, or maybe a shift in methodologies is dictated by the potential product. Or maybe an application's worth more to a certain industry segment. This also drives the value of the patent, as things with a clear future and a clear product are inherently easier to commercialize. Licensees won't have to do onerous amount of continued development to realize a revenue stream. If there's a clear pathway to a product with a large market potential, then people are going to be clamoring for the idea. It's going to have a lot better and brighter future when you look at what is that market, where does it fit, and who can take this forward, and who can actually realize something out of it. Again, who can do that critical thing of turning this from invention to innovation. So thank you for tuning in. This has been another episode of the Intellectual Property series, and we will see you next time.